If you're selling your home and you're moving out of your state or even out of the country, stop what you're doing and watch this first, because I am seeing something happening over and over again with sellers. And if this goes wrong, it can derail your entire move. I'm talking thousands of dollars lost, missed flights, movers you can't reschedule, temporary housing, just nightmares, being stuck between two countries or even two states with no home base. And I don't want this to happen to you. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know before you list your home. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Vallario, and I've been successfully selling real estate for 21 years. I've helped thousands of families sell their homes, and I give you straightforward, no fluff advice that works wherever you're at, whether you're in Maryland, Chicago, California, Alabama, Arizona, or anywhere in between. Now let's dive in. In the past 6 months, most of my sellers didn't buy another home here locally. They sold and left to places like Florida, the Carolinas. I've had Texas. I've had people move to Puerto Rico, even Egypt and the Philippines, Colombia, Spain, Europe, anywhere besides here. And I'm seeing this trend more and more with every appointment I have with home sellers. And they're not leaving because they have to. They're leaving because they want a slower life, warmer weather, a different lifestyle, and because their dollar goes a lot farther somewhere else. I've been breaking this down with other agents in my masterminds and private professional groups because these moves require a completely different strategy that most agents don't even think about until it's too late. Before we talk strategy, I want you to hear this. You're not alone. People are leaving states like Maryland, New York, California, Illinois, not because life is bad, but because life feels like work, eat, sleep, repeat. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. And they want more life, more sunshine, more time, more affordability, more connections with family, more peace. They want a better quality of life with less stress and a chance to step off the rat race. And I get it. Even my own 3 siblings who are U.S. citizens moved to Colombia because the cost of living in Maryland was exhausting. And guess what? They are living better for a lot less while working remotely for American companies. So when you tell me things like, Maryland is just too expensive, I want a slower pace, my money stretches more elsewhere, I want to reconnect with my roots, I'm ready for a change, because all that is what I've been hearing lately, I totally understand, and I don't blame you. Honestly, I wish I could sometimes, but unfortunately I can't. I have to be here because my business and my clients need me hands-on. And my husband is a defense attorney, so he's moving from courthouse to courthouse, and our careers just keep us rooted here for now. But for the people who can make that change, I say go for it, because this isn't a crazy idea anymore. This is a national movement. Now let's talk about the biggest threat to your move. Delays. Delays you don't see coming. Lender required repairs, appraisal issues, buyer financing collapses, title snags, HOA delays, survey issues, underwriter hoops, walkthrough problems, delayed closing disclosures, buyers switching loans at the last minute. When you're staying local, those delays are frustrating and stressful, to say the least, but manageable. But when you're leaving the state or leaving the country, these delays are catastrophic. You already have flights booked, movers scheduled, deposits paid, a rental abroad waiting, visas, transportation, pets, kids ready, even maybe a farewell party, a life plan somewhere else. You don't have the luxury of waiting it out. Here's the strategy that protects your entire move. You need a rent back. Without a rent back, your entire move is at the mercy of the buyer's lender, the appraiser, the title company, repairs, surveys, underwriting, and all the delays that can pop up out of nowhere. With a rent back, you close, you get your money, and you stay in the house temporarily. So your move is on your timeline, not theirs. I know sometimes sellers look at the rent back cost and hesitate. I get it. You're only paying $1,500 or $2,000 a month for your mortgage, and the buyer's mortgage is double that. It feels like a lot. I know. And it's natural to want to, do either a back-to-back closing or a back-to-back move out just to avoid that expense. But it is still worth every single penny to avoid the stress and the chaos. I've seen what happens without it, and it is a living nightmare. Everything is boxed up. You feel like you're living out of a suitcase, not knowing when the deal will close and how long it will take to fix the issues that caused the delay for closing. It's a nightmare. Here's a real story. I represented a buyer in a transaction not too long ago. The seller wasn't ready to move out in time, and my buyer was totally fine with that. We offered a rent back and even said you can stay 2 weeks or even 30 days if you need to, as long as the seller covered my buyer's PITI, which is their principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, basically their mortgage payment for those 30 days. It was about $3,000, but the seller didn't want the rent back. They didn't want to pay the $3,000. Instead, they chose a 60-day closing instead of the normal 30 days, so they'd have more time to move and get everything done. I understood the logic, but here's what happened. Right before settlement, a title issue came up that the title company needed to clear in order for us to close. It took 12 days to fix. That one issue delayed settlement by almost 2 weeks. And because the seller didn't take the rent back, it ended up costing them more than $6,000. Apparently, they had penalties if they didn't move that same day. They had additional storage costs. They already had a rental where they had to start in a different country. Their daughter was supposed to start school. They had to rebook flights, rebook movers. The stress was unbelievable. Even though it wasn't my client in this situation, I could feel it. If they had only taken the rent back, none of this would have happened. We would have closed. 2 weeks later, they would have been able to move with already their money in their account, and they could have moved on their timeline instead of all the scrambling that they had to go through and all the stress that they had to go through because of a 2-week delay. What you can do is start getting mover estimates, but do not book dates. Do not pay deposits. Do not commit financially until the home is sold. Now, the next thing a lot of sellers think about when they're moving away is, maybe I'll just rent my house out instead. On paper, it sounds safe. It sounds like a backup plan, but here's why I advise against it when you're moving out of your state. Tenants are unpredictable. Even good tenants often leave stains or nails holes on the wall, scuffed walls, carpet damage, and property managers can't prevent damage, turnover, vacancies, late payments, or eviction needs. Turnover costs are expensive. Even with great tenants, you will likely need new carpet, repaint, deep professional cleaning, in addition to vacant months. This is if all goes well. Remember, you are starting a new life. Your old house should not follow you like an anchor. Being a landlord from afar can be very stressful. Selling gives you peace, stability, a clean separation, funds in your account, and the ability to focus on your next chapter. And here's something most people don't realize until they're already packing. When you move to another country, you start from scratch. Your U.S. credit score means nothing there. U.S. credit does not transfer. Some countries won't even consider you without bank statements, proof of funds, large deposits, several months of rent up front, and references. Even if you can comfortably afford the place, landlords abroad can deny you simply because you have no credit history in their country. That's why having your home sold and the funds in your account before you move is so important. It gives you stronger rental applications, more flexibility, more choices, and a much higher chance of getting the home you actually want. Making this decision the right way protects your new chapter. Another thing you need to think about when you're moving out of state or out of the country is this. When you're relocating, you don't have time for surprises or repairs or buyers backing out. You need a clean and predictable closing. That means condition matters even more in your situation because today's buyers are going to expect fresh paint, updated carpet or flooring, clean, bright rooms, move-in ready spaces. Because if buyers start seeing issues, they're either going to try to renegotiate, delay settlement, lower their offer, or walk away altogether. And if you're in a specific timeline, you don't have time for a second buyer, a second inspection, or weeks of handyman work. If you can't do the full prep, then the price needs to reflect that up front. The goal is not to sit on the market. The goal is a strong offer, a clean inspection, and a smooth closing, because when your home is prepared well and priced correctly, you're more likely to get that strong offer quickly. And that gives you leverage when negotiating your closing timeline. And you know what? Maybe even a free rent back. When you're relocating, you don't have time to sit on the market. You need strong activity in the first 2 weeks. You need to attract the right buyer quickly. You need momentum, because long days on market don't just hurt your price. They delay your move, your funds, and your entire plan. That's why pricing isn't just about getting a number you want. It's about protecting your timeline. The biggest mistake relocating sellers make is treating this like a normal sale, when it's not. When you're selling to move out of state or out of the country, your sale price funds your next chapter. Your timeline affects your travel, and your terms determine your stress level. This isn't about trying to squeeze every last dollar. It's about choosing the path with the least disruption. And that's why your strategy needs to focus on certainty first. And I want you to hear this again. You are not the only one leaving. I'm seeing people make bold lifestyle moves because we're in a different world right now. Remote work, global mobility, economic shifts, and the way people live and choose where to call home has changed. People are rethinking what matters most and where they want to be. Priorities are shifting. Priorities are changing. This is no longer unusual. It's a movement, and you deserve a smooth transition, not stress, delays, or uncertainty. Your job is to choose smart and sell smart. My job is to guide you through it so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. If you're selling your home and moving away, tell me in the comments, where are you going and what's the biggest question or concern you have right now? And if you're an agent watching this and you've handled a relocation deal, please share the story in the comments too. What happened and what did you learn? If this video helped you, hit the like button. It helps other sellers in the same situation find this information and avoid the stress and surprises you just learned about. Make sure to subscribe for more no-fluff, real strategies that actually protect you when you're selling, buying, or relocating, no matter where you live. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.